Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cask 529. Tonight, I'm fortunate enough to be joined by Shona. She got on the right side of the camera instead of hiding behind it. And we're going to do a blind taste. We're going to do four roses bourbons tonight. I've got them lined up right here.
Not in the order that we're tasting.
Not in the order that we're tasting because Shauna likes us to stay on our toes. So we're just going to taste them, see what we think about the way we taste, what we taste. Then after that, we'll talk about how long they're aged, what proofs they are, and price points. So before we get started, if you guys would please hit that subscribe button, we'd appreciate that. And I guess we'll go ahead and get started.
Yes.
We're going to start over here.
Yep.
That's very tame.
Yeah.
Easy on the palate. I get maybe just a little bit of char.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like an oak, definitely an oaky taste. But I'm trying to decide. There's another taste in there, and I'm trying to put my.
I'm getting a little bit of apple, I think, out of it. I'm not going to finish that because I may want a little bit more after we find out what it is.
Apple or maybe. I almost want to say citrus, but maybe it's more of a berry.
Yeah, there might have been.
It's very good. It's definitely enjoyable. The finish on it, it's just kind of, it's still sitting on my tongue. But it's
Yeah.
like an enjoyable.
It's not. There's really not any heat there whatsoever.
No, it's very enjoyable.
We'll see if I'm right when we're done, but I think that's just going to be the Four Roses.
Just because you're not feeling any heat, or
It's the lowest proof. It comes in only at 80 proof, and I don't really get any heat. Spicy, yes, but
it is spicy.
I don't have that. I don't have that heat that generally you find with the higher proof.
Yeah. Well, see, that's just the first. I honestly, I know that I've had Four Roses, but like we previously said, I'm usually a mixer and not a straight bourbon drinker or a neat bourbon drinker, for one. So I honestly can't tell you which one we've had before. But I know we've had one before. But
I believe it was probably this one. But I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see if anything rings a bell as we go through.
That one smells real nice. I'm trying to decide what that smell is, but it's very nice smelling.
I don't know. That's just as pleasant and mild as the first one, I think.
I'm definitely tasting the oak, a light oak, and some caramel.
I was going to say vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla. Maybe it's not caramel, maybe it is vanilla, but I don't know.
Kind of creamy.
Yeah, I would say that. It's very. I really like both of them.
Yeah, those are both so similar. If I didn't know any better, I would say you poured the same one in both glasses. But I know that wasn't the case. And they're not identical, but they have a lot of the same properties.
This one's lingering on my tongue as well. It has more of a a little bit more of a burn lingering, or a spicy lingering than the first one did. But they're both pleasant. They're not like a ooh.
Yeah, they're both. Neither of them have that heat. So that leads me to believe we're not up into the 100 proof yet.
Yeah. I don't know. What is there one that is 100 proof? What are the? I know the tall one there is 80.
The small batch select is actually 104 proof. We might as well talk a little bit about that now. It is aged for 6 to 7 years, and it's actually crafted from 6 unique bourbons. They blend 6 bourbons together for that. Whereas, I'm going to jump to the far end, this one is 90 proof. It's also a small batch, but it's crafted from only 4 bourbons. And it is aged for, I apologize, it's also 6 to 7 years. So they're putting 4 different bourbons in this versus 6 different bourbons in here.
It's a much lighter color.
It is. You can really see the difference. I noticed that when I picked these up today. And then, like we said, the just the Four Roses bourbon, it is 80 proof. So it's a real mild, really mild. Aged for 5 years. And then the single barrel, it is actually 100 proof right on the button. And it is aged for 7 to 9 years. And you can see the color's a lot more similar to that. So I'm anxious to find out if we've already had it, which one that is, because it doesn't. I don't know. Let's go on and see.
I guess which one are you thinking you're going to like the best?
I'm not sure.
Which one are you wanting
I think
to
when
like
I
the
pick
best?
these up, just based on my taste and what I enjoy, I was probably leaning more towards the 90 proof right here.
The small batch.
The small batch. This is the one that I thought that I would probably enjoy when I picked these up. Not that I wasn't hoping to enjoy all of them, but that's the one I kind of had my eye on.
Well, I am a big bottle snob person, so I always pick what I think I'm going to like by the prettiest
So
bottle.
you're going with this one.
Yep. So
This
I'm
would be Shauna's
anxious,
pick.
anxious to see if I get that one right. Because, it is the prettiest bottle.
This is the prettiest color.
It is.
It's so deep and rich.
And I'd say it's the second prettiest bottle. I mean, I know the other one's kind of the same, but I like the dark label one now.
Okay, so I mean, if we're going by strictly bottles, really, all 3 of those would grab your eye, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, can we move on?
We can. I'm sorry. As Mike would say, we
digress.
Yes. Are you picking up any burn? I know you can't smell, but
I'm not. That's what's really weird, is normally I
have to say all of them have smelled pretty much the same on the nose. I mean,
You haven't tasted that yet, have you?
I'm not.
Oh my. I can't wait to find out what that is.
Are you liking that one?
That's, to me, that one is like really, really fruity. Like it's not just one, I'm not getting just one fruit out of that.
I can see what you're saying, but I just think it's kind of bland on the tongue after tasting these two.
Right, there's a lot more going on with these.
Yeah.
The spice, I think, is what's lacking in this one. This one, these two had flavor,
A lot
but
of
they
it-
had spice
Right.
that this one doesn't seem to
Well,
have.
you know I love dry wine, so I think what this one is really missing for me is more of the oak.
Yeah, there's no oak. I'm not
No.
getting any oak there.
No, so if I had to guess, I'm going to guess this one is one of the lighter ones, which probably would be just the regular 80 proof bourbon there. That's just my guess.
Yeah, and I know I guessed that earlier, but as you move on and you get different flavors, different senses, I think you're probably right.
I mean, to me, I wouldn't want to sip this one. It just doesn't have,
No, it's too.
it's too bland on my tongue. I would use this one as a mixer.
Or we've talked a little bit on the show about beginner bourbons.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a beginner bourbon. So we'll see what that is when we're done. But I feel pretty confident that's not going to be 104 proof or 100 proof.
No, I can confidently say at this moment, this one's not my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm just
No.
saying it's kind of.
I like the flavors, however, I like the spice also. And those weren't burns
No.
like we've had
No.
before. But this doesn't have any of that sensation. It's just,
It's almost like drinking bourbon water.
I guess it depends on what you like. That's definitely not something that I would, if somebody gave me a pour of that, I mean, I wouldn't let it go to waste. But I'm not going to say, hey, what was that?
Yeah.
I want to get a bottle of that.
Yeah, it wasn't disgusting.
No.
By no means. It wasn't
No.
one that you have to definitely go get a Coke and dump in it before you can drink it.
No, and I know that you like to have to drink a gallon of water after you drink something because it was so dry.
Just staying hydrated. This one.
Did you get heat? 'Cause
Oh.
I haven't got any yet.
No, but I got like a vanilla.
My hat's off to Four Roses because this is a 4 sample, and I didn't get heat out of any of them.
You know, I thought I was really going to like this one too. Just when I smelled it, it smelled really good. But I would say this is definitely a lower proof as well.
Now see, it's really similar to these two. Like I would have a hard time placing these three in order of proof because they're all so mild. And I know that you and I generally aren't 100 plus proof. We generally don't lean that way.
No, we don't. However, I can say this one, it's much better than this one.
Yeah.
It has a little bit more flavor. I would say it's more of a mild flavor, more of a berry or it's more of a sweeter flavor instead of a spicier
And
flavor.
you're saying this one.
Yes, this one. This one to me was just bland. I hate to say that. Please don't, if Warburgs ever watches us, I'm so sorry, but this one to me is just bland.
I'm going to be surprised, really, if that's not our 104 proof.
I don't know.
I'm going to go back through each one, just kind of, and see if I can say, this one I can for sure say,
Is my
without
last
a doubt,
place.
we agree on that. I would
Don't
not.
take it off. I just want you to put out your first one because otherwise I don't have these labeled tonight. So you need to keep them one,
Keep
two,
in
three
order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I poured these out a while ago and I have no clue what order they're in unless we look at the cheat sheet. So please don't mix them up.
Well, I'm just going to set it out front because I would drink it. The bottle won't go to waste, whatever it is.
No.
But it's not something I would ask for. It's not something I would order.
No, because I can put some iced tea in that. I can put some,
Right.
put some Coke in it. I don't drink soda much, but whatever it takes.
Not generally with our bourbon at all.
No.
I just can't. For trying 4 bourbons, totally random, because we've only had at the most one of these. I couldn't go to the store and buy 4 more bourbons that we could drink like that.
Sure you could. That really has some nice legs on it.
Oh yeah. Yep. This one did as well.
Yeah, this one.
I'm saying that's going to be the 104. We'll see.
When are we going to do wine tasting on here?
I mean, people can ask in the comments because technically it's cask.
Yeah.
It's aged in a
In
barrel.
barrels.
However, I gotta believe nobody watching this show wants to see wine.
I think somebody would want to see wine, and I know I have a lot of friends that would come do wine
Well,
tasting with me.
Let's hope not. Let's hope nobody wants to see it. But
We could do. Oh, I have one. I'm a big cab fan, and a lot of cabs are
Bourbon Barrel Cab.
bourbon barrel cabs. Would you be willing to do a flight of
I mean,
bourbon
then we
barrel
gotta
cabs?
do Bourbon Barrel Ales then if we're gonna do that.
Oh yeah, I love bourbon barrel ales. Are you willing to do that?
I may consider it.
All right, it's on.
We'll see if anybody hits us in the comments. And you can't go on there and comment. I would have a much harder time picking my favorite than I did my least favorite of these 4.
Well, I'm ready to pick my favorite. Number 1's my favorite. I think number 2 is the highest proof one.
Okay, so you think should we see? Should we get to that
And
point?
I think this one is the 80 proof because it just has no flavor.
Well, let's see. So
Number 1
is single.
is single. I picked the pretty bottle.
You did. So Shauna's single barrel was her favorite. And it was down here. It was A. That was the 100 proof.
See, there is something
And
to
that's-
picking the pretty bottle.
No, not
Well,
always.
think about it. Distillers are not going to put a yucky tasting bourbon in a pretty bottle.
Well, I believe you. However, distillers' tastes aren't necessarily what the consumer's taste is going to be.
Okay,
Correct?
I guess. However, I'm going to stick with my pretty bottle theory
Fair enough.
because I picked the gins by the pretty bottles and everybody liked every single one of them.
Okay. Small batch select B, which is the 104 proof 6 bourbon blend, came in on Shauna's list. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that.
I mean, I just said it was the hottest.
Yeah, and it was the hottest. However,
I liked it.
It does not sip like 104 proof bourbon whatsoever. It's really enjoyable.
So can I ask, because you went and picked these up, so I have no clue until I get the bill. How much is the single barrel, my pretty bottle?
Okay, the Shauna's Pretty Bottle.
And we're located in Ohio.
So this is the 100 proof. This bottle is $49.99.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, I like Buffalo Trace products. I do. This 100 proof Four Roses bottle is probably a more enjoyable sip, in my opinion, than any of the Buffalo Trace that we've had. And I like Buffalo Trace. So that's a good buy, I think. At $49.99, a bottle of Blanton's in Ohio is $65. So that's a $16 savings, and that's a superior product, I think.
I truly enjoyed it. Did you tell me which one was your favorite?
This one down here, I think, is the one I would
Number
go
4?
for.
Okay, I just want to make sure. And so then number 2 was a small batch select.
6 bourbon blend.
And it says non-chill filtered on the label here. I didn't notice that. What is the price point of that one?
That one is.
That one was number 2.
That one comes in at $59.99.
Okay.
So again,
Not a bad price.
comes in underneath Blanton's, and really good. It is really good. Probably after we're done, I may have another pour of that.
Well, I thought you liked this one.
I did, but I like that one also.
Okay.
The night's young. I could have both.
Okay.
Okay. Any guesses on what our least favorite was?
Yeah, I think it's the 80 proof because it literally had no flavor in that. I mean,
And you're exactly right. It is the 80 proof, just Four Roses bourbon.
And what is that price point?
That one is actually $26.99.
Well, I'm thankful that's all you paid for it.
So it is the least expensive. It was the last one to go on my basket today because I really wanted 4 to try, and I couldn't find 4, and this one just caught my eye at the last minute. If you remember, I texted you I was going to do 3,
Yep.
and then this one I found. So aged for 5 years, 80 proof, $26.99.
Great for mixers.
If you're having a party and you're going to have somebody that wants to drink bourbon and they're new to bourbon, maybe you want to lean that way because
It does not burn.
it's a pretty easy, too easy drink. Okay,
Well, that
so
only
that
leaves
leaves
one.
us with the four bourbon blend down there, or 6 bourbon. No,
And
4
you know
bourbon.
what? We're going to have to reach out to Pete because I bet
Yeah.
you that's the one he poured down your throat out in San Diego.
The small batch, 4 bourbon blend, comes in at 90 proof. $36.99.
Great price.
I think that puts you here in Ohio comparable to a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
I think that's right at $30,
$30.
Yeah.
Okay, so regardless, for a bottle of bourbon, and these are 750 mLs, that's a great price. $36.99.
And how much was my single barrel?
That one was that one was $49.99.
Oh, well, you know me. They said you know me. Always have to have the most expensive one.
Oh no, that wasn't the most expensive.
No, I know, but more expensive than you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so this is my Four Roses choice. And that one's
That was
Bryan's.
mine. That was mine.
However,
Once we eliminated this one,
Yes,
I would gladly drink any of the 3.
right. And again, it's not that we can't drink that one, but I'd prefer not to.
No, that will probably be the last one of these 4 bottles to empty.
Yeah, my friend Beth says life's too short to drink
Bad booze.
bad booze. So
Yes, and she's
and it's
right.
not bad, but
But Beth, if you're watching,
yeah, we're
you're
thinking about
absolutely
you.
right.
Yeah. So this one we'll definitely drink. It was my second favorite because it was number 2 here. So,
Yeah, I think we both enjoyed that one.
yes, we
Really.
did. It just wasn't either of our first
No.
pick, but definitely a good one.
But again, that's 104 proof for $59.99. That's a great buy, really.
It is. All right, so I'm going to ask before Brian closes it up, if you've made it this far in the blind tasting here of 4 Roses, I would like you to get onto my side and say that you would like us to do a blind tasting of 4 different Bourbon Barrel Cabs. I know that my husband does not like wine, especially dry wine, but
I drink it for her.
I would really like to do that, and I would like someone to come join us, and plus I want to torture Brian, so he has to be on here too. So
Great.
if you would like to see that, please put in a comment that you want us to do that.
You know what? If we get that input, I'll gladly do it.
Okay.
If we can get that input, and not from you, I'll gladly do it.
All right.
Okay? So guys, I think that's it for tonight. This was a lot of fun. This was a great flight. Shauna's putting together our next flight, actually.
I am, yes.
I think we're going to probably try to pick that up this weekend. And I'll let you know, because I don't know what it'll be, but I'll let you know we're gonna go and look at ryes.
We are, and neither of us are rye drinkers.
Neither. Not at all.
And so we're both a little bit nervous about it. We've had ryes, but I can't say that we're the biggest fan
No.
of ryes. Besides wine, you and I have pretty similar taste in all other
Very
alcohol.
much, yeah.
And so we're both kind of nervous about doing it, but hey, this is about getting out of our comfort zone and trying different things. And surprisingly, I think, just like I like gin and you didn't like gin, you were surprised when you had some good gins how much you liked them.
We went to the store and picked out 4 bottles of gin, and you've maybe seen that show, and if you haven't, go back and check it out, because Shauna did. We had a couple gins that we were looking for that we found, and then there were a couple gins that she bought by bottle. Again, 4 gins, I would drink any of them. They were all enjoyable. And my previous experience with gin was years ago, and it was Tanqueray. And I apologize to the folks at Tanqueray, but I can't do that.
But you know what? It's just like 4 Roses. So if that was the only 4 Roses you've ever had, you would have an opinion of 4 Roses that you didn't like it.
That's exactly right.
But you get to these 4 Roses, and you're going to find one that you like. So I'm sure Tanqueray has various.
And our previous experience with 4 Roses, it was okay. It wasn't anything I ever craved. So to jump into this flight, I knew we would drink it. I knew it wouldn't go to waste, but I was really, man, what am I doing? But
I'm not gonna lie. When you texted me and you said that we were going with a 4 Roses flight today, I was like, wow.
yeah, this was pleasant. I really enjoyed it. It was a good call. Lucky. It was lucky because, like I said, I looked before I left to go to the store today, and our 4 Roses we had was gone, because I wanted to make sure I didn't get anything that we already had. So it was just a blind. I did a little research at the store, looked up some things. But listen, guys, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, hit us up in the comments. Take Shauna's challenge.
Yes, please.
Make me drink some Bourbon Barrel Cab.
Come on, guys, help me out.
I'll suck it up. I'll drink it. But
and hopefully, maybe he'll find that he likes it.
Well, I think for tonight we're going to wrap it up. And I hope you join us again. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you learned something. And I hope you'll go out and try some of these because they're great buys. They're definitely worth the money. I'm not sure where you might be watching this from, but in Ohio, they're really reasonable, and they're better than a lot of stuff out there that costs a lot more than this.
And they're easy finds.
Yeah, these were all plentiful on the shelf at the liquor store today. So, okay, guys, enjoy the rest of your, I guess, Tuesday evening, and we'll see you next time. I think we're going to come back next time with a couple fun cocktails. Manhattans, I think, are probably on the menu. So
My favorite.
I think you'll like the two we're going to make for you. So, with that being said, have a great night, guys, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.